What's going on, everybody? This is Afro Think Tank. I have a serious question for those African Americans that continuously say they don't want to have anything to do with Africa because they sold us into slavery. Who told you that? Where did you get your information? These are fair questions. Since there's a lot of African Americans gallivanting on the internet talking about you sold us into slavery, this is why I don't want to have any dealings with you. Keep in mind, these same Africans who are eternally pissed off with no empathy or forgiveness at all for the continental African, at all, because some African participated in coonery, right, as far as they're concerned, and sold. They say it like the entire continent of Africa was complicit on selling a certain segment of their own people into the transatlantic slavery, and they just laughed and ha ha ha, and they were just happy about it and didn't care. Like, this is the narrative they spin. And keep in mind, these same African Americans, and not only there are Caribbeans who believe this too, the diaspora, right? But mainly African Americans I'm talking about, because we live with white folks. You have forgiven white people for everything. Let's just say, for instance, let's say somebody did sell you into slavery. Who bought you? Who bought you? Who put you in a boat? Who raped and murdered your ancestors? Who put you on the NASDAQ as a stock exchange item? Who commoditized you? Who ate you? Who terrorized you? Who fought a whole war with their own people in order to keep you as slaves? Who created another nation in order to keep you as slave? Who fought their own people? And who was so adamant about keeping you as a slave that they fought wars to keep you as a slave against their own people? Did they value you as a slave more than they value the lives of other white people? That's how much, right? That's how much they wanted you as a product. Who redlined you? Who Jim Crowed you? Who's currently trying to erase you now? But you forgave all that. You don't mind living with white people. You don't mind being called what white people call you. You don't mind spitting the white man, speaking the white man's language. You don't mind the white man's infrastructure that the black man built. You don't mind the institutions of racism because you're comfortable enough under it. And as long as they give you a red, white, and blue and pat you in the head and say you're a good nigga, you happy. But where did you get your PhD doctorate level education on world history to come up to the conclusion that Africans sold other Africans into slavery? Who told you? How about you ask yourself, where did you get that piece of information from? And is that piece of information credible? Are you just here saying it? Are you saying it because you heard a couple other people say it? Are you saying it because you heard a grifter say it? Are you saying it because somebody you like to watch on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram said it? And because you believe that they are cool translate into knowledge and credibility in these type of topics. So you just take their word for it. That's the real question. Who told you that? Because a lot of you guys are walking around creating whole diaspora wars, justifying your hate and your xenophobia based off a lie that many people like myself and others who are more, involved in this topic, when we keep trying to tell you that, trying to give you a perspective that there was no such thing as being black and all unified back. There's never been a thing like that in the world anywhere. So why are you holding Africans to some sort of unifying standard that you don't hold the Native Americans who you're trying to pretend to be? Y'all don't hold them to that standard because by your logic, Native Americans genocided themselves. The Aboriginals of Australia genocided themselves. By your logic, the Samoans and the Hawaiians just gave the Europeans Hawaii. By your logic, Saipan, the Bahamas, the U.S. Virgin Islands, by your logic, those are not colonies. Those people gave that land to America. By your logic, Iran wants to get bombed on. Iran enjoys getting missiles dropped on them. They're enjoying it. They enjoy being attacked by Israel, by America. They enjoy it. By your logic, the Jews committed their own Holocaust on themselves. That's the logic you guys are using. Because a lot of you guys are intellectually lazy and you don't want to actually learn. You will not go to a library and crack open a book. You will not go past the first 2 pages on Google to look for any information deep down in the algorithm. You wait for information to run across you, and you take what justifies or which reinforces your ego in the thing you want to believe, not the thing that is true. So I ask you again, for all you black people who can insist on the age of information. See, we used to be able to have an excuse to be able to do this shit back when we didn't have all this access to information. But in the age of information, the purposeful ignorance being spewed by African Americans who are too lazy to find out whether the thing that they're saying is true, but they got enough energy to come online and spew all that energy into the hate of a group of people based off the lies that they was told by who? That white man who has a incentive to have you, the African American, not like the African. Because the greatest enemy to white supremacy is Pan-Africanism, is unified black people. They've said it out their own. The horse has literally said it out their mouths. The Jewish horse and the American horse and the European horse, they've all said it out of their mouths. Yet you sit there with all information being available on the table to eat. You still go get the processed foods that's easier to heat up in the microwave. And that's that pseudo shit that got y'all all pissed off, eternally pissed off about some Africans that participated in the slave trade. Yeah, they were selling their opposition the same way everybody in every nation from time immemorial have done. Because there was no such thing as jails. You captured an enemy that just tried to kill you, you sell him into another tribe, or you incorporate him into your tribe, and he's going to work. He's going to have to work off all the people your tribe he killed, because people were finite. All right? You're trying to put a modern day perspective on ancient times, on medieval times, which is incorrect. Most of you guys who view Africans as the evilness because they betrayed us somehow, which they didn't. And by the way, I don't know how much clearer this needs to be made to you guys, but the Africans who were brought to the Americas and the Caribbeans and the South Americans, those Africans were both the enslaver and the enslaved. You see, running in your blood is both the person that captured one side of your family and the other side of the family that got get back and captured the other side of your family. So if you're going to be mad at anybody, be mad at the few Cunarian individuals in your DNA that caused you and your ancestors to be over here. All right? And another thing, for all that energy that you have against the people that did participate, right, in the trickery of the white man, there were more that fought against. So where's the love for the Africans that fought against slavery? Where's the love for the kings and the chiefs of Africa who fought against slavery? Where's the love for the soldiers who fought against slavery? Thanks to them, more of us didn't end up over here. We in America are just the ones that were unlucky enough to be brought over here. But there are many more continental Africans that bloodlines are still alive to this day because many Africans fought against it. There were more who fought against it than fought for it. So where's the love for them? Since you got so much hate for them, where's the love for them? Because those should be your brothers, because they fought. Some of you guys, half your family is in Africa because some Africans saved them from being captured, even though they couldn't save you from being captured. You have a whole genetic, authentic, biological family in Africa right now that you can't find, right? But one day you will, because I found some in Ghana by doing my DNA, right? I know you guys are scared of information, scared of DNA, because it will tell you the truth and it will dispel the lies you like to tell yourselves. But you have family over there, thanks to some African kings and chiefs and warriors who fought to make sure at least they didn't have to come over here. At least both brothers didn't get captured. At least both sisters didn't get captured. At least all your aunts didn't get captured. At least all your uncles and your sons didn't get captured. Some of them were saved by those brave continental Africans that fought against slavery tooth and nail and died for that. You don't give them respect and honor, but you only concentrate on the few that capitulated via gunpoint and cannon, right? Because like based off your assumptions, based off your logic, Iran wants America and Israel to bomb them so that they can have a destabilized government, so they can't thrive and grow. That's basically what you're saying. We need to elevate the educational level of our people so we can have earnest arguments. Because right now there's a bunch of bullshit happening online with people who don't know what they're talking about starting off. They continue to spin around and further not know what they're talking about. And then they inspire somebody else to go off and talk about stuff that they don't know what they're talking about. It's like a cancer. And we need to eliminate it with the truth and education. Anyway, tell me what you think in the comment section. It's Afro Think Tank. Learn something, teach something. I'm out.
Part of the problem with Black Americans who don't want to be associated with Africa is that y'all are believing the narrative of whiteness, that the Africans sold their fellow Africans into slavery. But you're not thinking critically about that at all. Well, you're putting modern day viewpoints onto ancient peoples. They likely did not all view each other as African. I didn't even realize until just now that the term Africa was possibly made by the Romans. Man, they got their hand in everything. They took the name of one tribe in modern day Tunisia and applied it to an entire continent. Probably the biggest continent on the planet. But these people were not all one people. Just like we're not all one people today, despite the fact that we look the same and come from the same continent. So this was not Africans selling fellow Africans. Unfortunately, historically, war and enslavement has been a part of history. And if different tribes were warring against each other, clearly they weren't all buddy-buddy and viewed each other as family. And if they had prisoners of war in ancient Africa, then them selling other tribes to Europeans wouldn't have been a big deal to them. And it seems that slavery before wasn't necessarily race-based. It was more like foreigner-based, just like in the Bible, when the ancient Israelites were taking other peoples as slaves. Then how do you know that these African tribes even understood what these colonizers were saying? Do you think that they knew that this was race-based if race was the concept that had just been made up? No. How do you know that they weren't tricked at gunpoint to do this? You don't. You don't know that. So a lot of black people in America are acting as if Africans are just betrayers, that they are sellouts. Let's say that these ancient Africans did know that this was going to be race-based and they were selling these people, you know, regardless. Those people are dead. They're gone. The modern day Africans that you're demonizing for that had nothing to do with that. And you can't compare that to white people because Africans are not the ones perpetuating racism like the white race does. Because racism doesn't benefit Africans. Just like it doesn't benefit your black ass. The racism that you're spewing, the xenophobia against people who look like you, does not benefit you. It doesn't make sense. I have people in my DMs spewing the same propaganda that Zionists spew about Palestinians, as if because of Islam causing homophobia, we shouldn't care about Palestinians because some of them are homophobic. That doesn't make any sense. So somebody in my DMs is saying that because Africa has anti-gay laws, again, because of Islam and Christianity and Israel, that means I shouldn't want to unite with other Africans, with the diaspora. You're being stupid. Propaganda is not going to work on people who critically think and actually read and do research instead of just accepting what somebody says at face value. We have to let people grow and change. And just because I want to see Africa improve doesn't mean I'm going to go there, because I am a bisexual black man. If there is an African country that is actually accepting of me, yeah, I will go there. That doesn't mean I'll move there, but I'll go to check it out. I will go to visit. I'll go to help where I can. But writing off Africa for homophobia is counterproductive, and you're ignoring the fact that the black diaspora as a whole is very homophobic. No matter where you go. You could go to Atlanta and experience homophobia, for goodness sake. The Caribbean and experience homophobia. The DR. This is a black diaspora issue, not just an Africa issue. And you know why that's an issue? Because of Christianity! And nobody wants to acknowledge that shit. Y'all want to be in my DMs villainizing a group so that you can avoid accountability for what you do. That's really stupid. Two wrongs don't make it right. If you want to talk about African homophobia, that's a global problem in the diaspora because of religion. Religion is the problem. So many churches in Africa, yet so much poverty. It's almost like that God ain't there. So many problems in the Black American community, yet so many churches. There is a beautiful, opulent church right by my apartment, built in the hood. It's literally being gentrified as we speak, but the church got all this money. It's a black church too, might I add. Very opulent church. I didn't even know it was there until I saw one of the people I follow on YouTube who deconstructs from Christianity too. He posted about it. He went there. Church is beautiful, but the houses around it are not. And that is a global problem. I saw it in St. Kitts. Same thing. Instead of demonizing other Africans, you need to demonize the God you're worshiping. You need to demonize the systems that you're used to, that the colonists gave to you. Y'all will think you're woke while still being a Christian or a Muslim or a Hebrew Israelite. Y'all want to connect to the identity given to you that didn't come from Africa and act like you're woke. No, you're not. No, you're not. You will identify with the country made by white people, America, making AI photos of you on a throne with a necklace of America like a fucking idiot. And you want to identify with that. You'll post videos about Floyd Mayweather talking about how he's not African, he loves America, and he is American. Okay, be that. But this country don't love you the way you love it. It definitely doesn't. Ask Nolan Wells. Ask Sonia Massey. Ask anybody who has been killed by the authority in America. The very authority that will imprison black people for slavery, for modern day slavery, who will harass us for no reason. I don't know how cops are taught, but you got people like Officer Tatum, who clearly hates being black and is counterproductive to the black community, is a token that is hopefully will be spent. The coonery is vast in this country, and y'all worship it for no reason, when it has not given black people any reason to worship it the way some of y'all do. Just because it has given you better opportunities than being in Africa doesn't mean that it has done anything for black people as a whole. There's barely any opportunity in a lot of Africa because of white people. Just like there's a lot of poverty among the black community in America because of white people. Successful black towns were destroyed, burned to the ground without any repercussions to the people who did it. Highways were put through successful black towns. Central Park was a successful black town. They look at black success as a threat because white supremacy revolves around blackness. The image of black success that we see, that's basically just capitalism and dancing for white people, being an entertainment for white people, that is made by the white man. The artists that we love so much, Beyonce, Jay-Z, Usher, a lot of these people, what have they actually done for the black community? Really think about that. Rihanna, these people are billionaires, but what do they actually do for the black community besides making hair products and clothing? That is not furthering the black community. Making music ain't enough. Being a source of entertainment is not furthering the black community. Y'all will identify with the people that the white man wants you to identify with, because they will pluck people out of the hood who are easily bought and paid for, and have them write these songs that are dehumanizing of us as people. And then y'all will want to identify with it and act like that is the definition of blackness, when that's literally made up. Lyrics, style of clothing, that shit's made up. Dancing, shaking your ass, all of that is made up. And y'all want to act like there are elements of black culture that aren't toxic, but because it's a part of black culture, it can't change. And it can't be called out, or else you're anti-black. So be it. If the characteristics of blackness have been handpicked by white supremacists, then I am anti-black. Until we decide what blackness is in a healthy way. And y'all want to talk about respectability politics? Somehow, white people are respected across the globe because of what they've done to the world. They have been the most violent, heinous race of people on this planet, and they're respected. Y'all don't want to be respected? We are the most hated group on the planet for absolutely no reason, because of what the white man has portrayed us as being. And y'all don't want to change the narrative because you accept the narrative that white men have created for us. You're blind. You're blind. This is a cult. The white man has made a cult of blackness, and the black people are following it. It's very silly. And part of the cult is dividing each other for no reason. Acting as if African Americans are the only ones who can be black and decide what black is, while the white man is literally deciding what blackness is. That's so funny.
Yep, time to go. That motherfucker coming over here. Ooh, shit. Hey, Carlo, bitch, look behind you. Ooh, shit, motherfucker.
Happy Saturday, folks. It's your boy, Chef C. We located at 4514 Rhode Island Avenue. It's the African American Cafe. Come on down and support us. We got the fish and shrimp platters on deck. We got happy hour from 3 to 6. Come on down. Y'all know where we located at. Let's make it happen.
Free Sudan! Boycott diamonds and gold! Free Sudan! Boycott diamonds and gold! We most definitely cannot forget about the people of Sudan!
Thanks for watching Afro Think Tank. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And follow me on Substack and Patreon for more content. Remember, it's Pan-Africanism or nothing.